All right, what's good, YouTube? Welcome to the fourth episode of the Camaro Z28 build. In this episode, we were planning on getting up under the car and addressing the oil leaks from the oil pan gasket as well as the rear main seal. However, we're not doing that.
That's stupid!
Instead, we're getting on top of the car. I'm tired of my allergies being crazy every time I'm in the garage, so I'm trying to clean up everything I can, and it kind of made more sense for that to be done after the fact toward the end of the project. So we're getting on top of we're getting into the engine bay and cleaning everything as much as we can, pulling the valve covers and inspecting the rocker arms, push rods, and valve springs, making sure everything is solid there, as well as deleting the heater core lines because that's not something that's going to be necessary for the car. I'm in Arizona. Enjoy this episode. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Random interlude. I came out here and I noticed last week that this thing is like on the garage door.
Huh?
It definitely had more room in the past. Like I could easily get to the lever to manual garage door. Now it's kind of blocking it. So yeah, I'm gonna lower the car and move it forward a little bit. Because as soon as I lower the front onto the dollies, I forgot I dropped the radiator, but it started pissing water everywhere. So that's cool. All right, now we're up and we're solid. Gave it the old push test. Made sure it was stable. I'll be honest, I never really understood that shit. I feel like if you weren't good enough with your jack points that it was able to fall over from a push, you got real problems. I'm already hot. I tried to open the garage because it started to get cool out in the mornings, but didn't make a difference. I'm still working sweating.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It's inevitable, I guess. And just like that, I'm done. What we learned from this exercise is that my two rear tires are actually pretty good. I think they're actually good tires.
Okay.
As far as the broken bolts from last episode when we were getting the Y pipe off, I have PB blaster, I have some extractor bolts. And so I learned that stock, the car had this little, I guess it's a heat riser valve that's sandwiched between the Y pipe and the exhaust header manifold, whatever. And so basically that was used to help the car warm up faster or on cold starts or whatever. Obviously I'm gonna delete that.
And we shall delete!
Done. But that's neither here nor there. Per the usual, plans change. I'm gonna explain why though.
I'm so stupid. Damn it.
So before this weekend, I was going to do the oil pan gasket and the rear main seal. I'm not gonna start with that. I thought, although it would be great if, you know what I'm saying, I started with the, you know, fixing all the leaks, having it squared away so I don't have to get up under the car again. It also doesn't make sense because I could do all that and I wouldn't even know until the engine was running if the leaks were fixed.
Just do it!
What I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna work in the engine bay, cleaning it up because it's an absolute fucking disaster right now.
The next day.
We're about to get started on cleaning this engine bay. Finally, I've been waiting for that pretty much all day so that we can have a good visual of what the hell we're doing. I've been using this fantastic degreaser.
Boy, if you don't get...
It's really for kitchens and not for automotive at all. But it works for the most part. So that's what we're gonna be using, especially with the valve covers in that area. And then obviously with the wheel wells, it's probably gonna be impossible to really clean the engine itself. So that's gonna be what it is. When I pull the valve covers, I'm most likely gonna clean those off as much as possible, but everything else, it kind of just is what it is.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Y'all are forcing me into the YouTuber thing.
Whoop they do.
If you're enjoying the video series of the Camaro Z28, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything, so go ahead and knock that out. We'll get back to the video. I just pulled a coolant line and look at this. That's absolutely insane. So far as I can tell, everything seems to be, what I would expect for a 40-something-year-old engine. So. So I'm not sure if I should be checking for play on the push rod side or the valve spring side. So I'm checking both. If it should be one way or another, I'm showing both sides. So maybe someone in the comments can tell me what I should be doing. Oops. So some of them definitely have play, but I don't know if it's based off of like where the piston is, or the rod, or the piston and rod, I guess, are in relation to, if one cylinder is up versus down, if it should have more play or not. So I have to do some more reading on that. All the internal engine stuff is completely new to me. I've always, in my history, I've had hella project cars, but I've never really gone into the actual motors. So I've opened valve covers before, but I've never actually, checked anything. Which is probably why I've had the experience that I've had, all things considered. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean up these valve covers now. Actually, I need to check the gasket material. That should just pretty much ripped off immediately, so I know these are definitely bad. So I'm gonna have to get those cleaned up as well before I can put the new valve covers on. But I'm gonna start cleaning those up and we'll go from there.
One eternity later.
All right, this is the end result. The passenger side was a lot more beat up than the driver's side for whatever reason. They're not beautiful, they're not perfect, but they'll work for now. For what that was worth, it wasn't worth it. I'm exhausted. That passenger side was an absolute fucking nightmare to get on. It seems like that's a recurring theme, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, where I guess old car shenanigans, taking things off and putting it back on. Sometimes things are just gonna be an ass to do. That job's done. Honestly, the clean, I can't say it was, I can't say I did an amazing job on getting everything cleaned up. Chances are, I think I'm gonna have to pull those valve covers off again after everything is said and done, and give them a nice coat of paint. But at the same time, I don't know if I really care that much, considering the entire aesthetic of the car. I don't think it really matters that much. So part of me wants to, make the engine bay at least clean, but I don't really care. Like, as long as it runs, and it doesn't overheat, I'm glad, because this thing was definitely overheating, and I'm pretty sure if it was overheating, it was because of that. Once I get the new radiator on, I do plan to run the hose through it and try to flush out as much as I can. But honestly, I don't even know. I don't know what the best approach for that is. So I got some homework to do on the condition of the valve springs and push rods and the play on I can't think of the name of the top thing for the life of me, but you know what I'm talking about. The thing that goes across the push rod to the valve springs. Don't know why that word is missing me, but I need to do more research on the amount of play on that, and if it has to do something with the cylinder level. I'm sure people in the comments are screaming at me because y'all already know. This is new to me, so spare me. All right. So in the next episode, we are going to. Actually, I'm not really sure. We'll be ordering our parts next week, so maybe by the time this video is up, I might be installing some more parts. I'm not really sure, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Either way, lots of stuff to do. I'll tap in with y'all next week to see what's up. Maybe I'll figure out something else to do. Y'all will find out next Saturday at 7 a.m. Arizona time. So yeah, it's been real. Catch me on the next one. Peace.